So welcome to this special update video, and we have a very historic situation on our heels with Cyclone Pam, with severe tropical Cyclone Pam, which, as I noted in my last video, had potential to escalate considerably, and it has over the past couple of days. For a while, it was a little bit of a long ride, but despite its large size, it was able to develop some extremely cold cloud tops, arguably the strongest in history of tropical cyclones, close to negative 100 C on multiple different occasions, and probably a source cloud tops colder than negative 80 C right now. And in addition, it's starting to clear out an eye, as the system used Vanuatu, which is kind of like a small group of islands several hundred miles off the coast of Australia, like south of the Solomon Islands. And if you don't know what that is, that's where Guadalcanal is. And that was one of the most important battles ever fought in World War II, as it was one of the turning points along the Japanese front of the war. Well, not the Japanese, but the Asian theater of the war. But anyway, back to Pam. The storm has intensified significantly. The current Joint Typhoon Warning Center estimate flight the system's intensity at 140 knots or 160 miles per hour. This is in 1 minute sustained as a note. This would also make it equivalent to both the Category 5 hurricane on both the American-based Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale and the Australian scale, tropical cyclone intensity scale. And in addition, Dvorak estimates have shot up what is hot from the advanced Dvorak technique, which is sort of a logarithmic computer technique to try and estimate tropical cyclones intensities, has shot up to 7.6, the third highest on record using this current version of the technique, only following Hurricane Mary and Typhoon Haiyan, which were the current 7.6 estimate would support an intensity of about 160 knots, while the final 3-hour average estimate is around 7.1. From one logarithm based in an older version of that same university, I should say, has it at 7.2. ADT values. Subjective Dvorak estimates are at 7.0, which is probably the basis for the Joint Typhoon Warning Center current intensity estimate of 140 knots. However, the ADT estimates that I just mentioned would report an intensity of around 155 knots. The ADT also estimates a pressure of around 900 millibars. That seems about accurate. And in addition, we'll likely see the Dvorak technique intensity increased to around 7.5 or possibly 8.0, which on the subjective scale is the highest possible. The system is very near Vanuatu and will likely make a direct hit on Port Vila within the next few hours, so this is a very serious and life-threatening situation. And Vanuatu is like a very small, relatively poor island chain, so we will see how the system can survive a system like this, which they've never really seen before, ever. I mean, Cyclone Uma in 1987 was much weaker than this, though slower moving, and caused mass destruction to the island. And this storm is about twice as strong as Uma. So this is one historic tropical cyclone on our hands. Now we'll wrap up this video. Bye!